Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot, and I hope everyone's doing well. I pray that you're doing well. This is the pick a card for what you need to know this week. So we're going to get guidance, predictions, advice, anything helpful for what you need to know this week. And I am using, as you can see, the selections for the groups are going to be from my handmade deck. And thank you so much to everybody who has pre-ordered. I just wanted to let you know, and I'll say it again in case anyone skips this, that the cards should be printed and done in 4 to 6 weeks. I will update everybody through email personally, but I just want to let you know that, you know, it's the next step is coming, so that's wonderful. If you would like to check out the deck that I made from this deck, the Child Tarot, you can check out the link below, the unboxing, and if you want to pre-order it, the link is also below. Okay, so thank you guys once again. I'm going to show you each of the groups. I'm going to bring this closer for our pick a card, what you need to know this week, okay? All right, so here it is. We have here group number 1 over here. This is Flow. This is the Temperance card, my version. And group number 2 is Forgiveness, which is the Judgment card. Group number 3 is Master of Summertime, which is the King of Wands. And group number 4 is the Ace of Cicadas, or the Ace of Swords. Okay, so I'm just going to put this here again closer so you can see it. Oh, I'm not used to this thing. This is a card holder, as you can see. I'm not used to this. So there it is. Again, we have here group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. If you want, you can pause the video or use the thumbnail if that's helpful for you to make a selection. And whenever you guys are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who have chose group number 1, which is Flow or Temperance. This one is from my handmade deck. I was saying in the intro that they should be here within 4 to 6 weeks. I'm going to ship them out immediately to you guys. I'll update everyone through email. Thank you. If you still want to pre-order, the info is below. Spirit, this reading is for group number 1, Flow. Please provide us clear guided messages. Thank you. Okay. So let's take a look at what you guys need to know this week. Spirit, for group number 1, Flow, can you please let us know, in their highest good, what do they need to know this week? Group number 1, Flow. Group number 1, Flow, what do they need to know this week? Thank you. Okay, kind of got a good couple of cards here. Let me see. Okay, so you got the 6 of Wands as the first card I pulled out. You actually got the Temperance card twice, which I think is nice. This card, Flow, is actually the Temperance card. You can kind of see the similarity in the wings there. That's sort of what I was going for. So that's really interesting. Then you have another angel. I want to point out that you have 3 different angels in your spread. Okay, so Judgment, Temperance, you have the Star, you have the 8 of Cups, okay? All right, so let's take a look here. Let me put this all together for you guys. I have to kind of look at it, okay? So it does look very clear to me that this week you are heading towards some sort of success, some sort of victory, and I would tell you that this is like quadruply divinely led, because not only do you have the 3 angels, you also have the Star card, and you have the guide in the background, which is the bird. That's how I'm seeing it. And you also have all of these stars. That's the very celestial energy for me. There's also quite a bit of water, so I'm not really sure if that means something special for you guys. It could mean any number of things, but what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of tranquility here. Now, I'm not sure, because this is going to be a split kind of a sequence for you all, but either you're walking away from something which is leading to peace and tranquility, or the tranquility and peace comes first, which will lead you to walking away from something, or like leaving something behind, moving on from something and kind of starting a new chapter. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if this is going to start immediately. I think that this energy is kind of just showing us the entirety of the week, maybe even the conclusion of the week. I'll get more information for you. But like I said, either way, this is going to be, I think, prosperous for you. Okay. So let's take a second to note the amount of spiritual guidance and support this week for you guys. If you are already in tune with your spirit guides, with divine, with yourself, your intuition, then this is going to be pretty kind of like standard for you. You know, you're going to be used to this process of feeling where to go and like asking for advice, and you're going to listen to it. Now, let's say that you're not quite in tune with your guides as much. The only advice for this week is to really pay attention to the little subtle nudges that you're getting this week. It kind of feels like, it literally feels like nudges, little nudges from the universe. It's going to be telling you things and say, hey, maybe you should go this way. It's a nagging feeling, basically. It can be subtle, but there are going to be times where it's going to be kind of blatantly in your face, very loud. It's going to be all over the map, depending on how much you already kind of tune into these things. So this particular week, you're going to be getting some straight, direct, divine guidance. Okay, so that is really the biggest message that I'm seeing. There's nothing else to really even consider, because this is already on track to go to a good path, a good direction. So let's get more detail, but we're looking good. Okay. What does this have to do with spirit? Can we say, please, put this up here. Can we have the Six of Wands, Spirit? What does this have to do with? For group number 1, Flow, what does this have to do with? They are telling me it's some kind of a win for you. And what it has to do with specifically now, okay? And I'm like really out of breath for some reason in your reading. Yes, I have like breathing issues, but like I'm feeling winded. So I don't know if you've been traveling, working really hard on a particular goal. It does look like that could be the case here with the Eight of Wands in the reverse, that for a while perhaps you've been struggling and you haven't been able to move forward. So I do think that it has to do with that, since that's why I clarified it. That's what came out. It was like I felt breathless, like I couldn't just, you know. For a lot of you, it could have been, like I said, the pacing of what you've been doing. It could have been anxiety, whatever the case was. But I do think that this is going to be the week where you orient yourself, you align yourself to be in the quote-unquote right direction. I'll say the direction that is most beneficial to you, because I don't really believe that there's right or wrong in any of this stuff, because it's always going to be a learning lesson. Okay, Spirit, can you give us a little bit more information for group number 1, and what do they need to know this week? What do we need to know the most? Star card, perhaps? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is big, group 1. This is big. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Remember I said to you that there was the guide. You had the 3 angels, and then you had the bird. Now, you have even more guides. How many? We have 7 more that came through to chime in to say, hey, we're here, we're trying to lead you on the right path. You see the wheel is turning in the right direction, or like the wheel is turning, and the direction it's turning is literally your fortune with the Wheel of Fortune card. And I would love to get for you some specific synchronicities, messages, signs, all of that. But what they keep telling me is that they're going to show you things in the way that is most obvious to you. If it makes you take a step back, pause, and say, wait a minute, you know, kind of, it just takes your interest, and it's a bit out of the ordinary. It's just something that you had to stop and do a double take, you know what I mean? You're definitely going to notice these things. So whether it's like, whatever, repeating numbers, or it could be like something from a dream that came true. It could be things that repeat themselves. You're like, oh wait, I just saw that, and then there it is again, and it keeps showing up in my face. And I don't know if you guys tend to kind of just question it and say, maybe that was a coincidence, maybe I'm crazy. Like, I say that because that's what I think we all tend to do for the most part. But just be open to it, to receiving these things. Now, with the Eight of Cups, I feel you already are on your way. Some of you, I have this feeling that you may have been on this track for the whole year and last year and like for a while now, at least 1 year. This track of trying to get into a particular direction with your destiny or with something that's really important to you. I feel like you've already been traveling this path. However, I think for the past, like, maybe at least 2 weeks, maybe it's been the whole year for some of you, I feel like it's been a little bit of a lull, and you just, again, the card being in the reverse, it kind of just feels like, like there was a pause, that you felt, you just kind of forgot about it, or it became a little bit faded in the background. You did not purposely abandon or neglect anything. It's just that it paused for whatever reason. And now is the time where everything is getting back into that forward motion. So again, the wheel is turning, even like reawakening. I just want to tell you one thing. If you felt guilty and if you felt like you weren't doing enough for this path or whatever the case was, just please know that a lot of the times it's not only our actions or inactions. A lot of the times we're working together with alignment of things, with destiny, with like the grand design of things. Yes, we have to take accountability. Yes, we have to be mindful. But part of that is kind of learning to sort of dance with destiny. You know, like we have to follow the alignment of the wheel. So this means that if you're trying, like really hard to get it going in a certain direction, and sometimes you fall off, it's just kind of back and forth. Sometimes we can't exactly rush the wheel. We can't exactly speed things up or make it the pace that we want it to go. So again, it's a balance. It's a balance of taking action. It's a balance of taking a step back and just surrendering. Yes, it's a bit hard to find that balance, but I think you'll know what I mean. Like just by experiencing it, you'll see. It's something we all have to kind of experience, I think, firsthand. The Wheel of Fortune, please. Wheel of Fortune. You have the Empress here. So something here this week is going to remind you of this energy, this Empress energy. This is you in quite a bit of power, okay? So this is your empowerment. This is you at your most natural, I would say. Like your authenticity, your truth, where you just feel like you belong. So it has to do with that as well. So you can see how this is affecting your spiritual path. This is affecting maybe even stuff like your career or, whatever else. Okay, what else about their path ahead? Any advice, messages, guidance, predictions, any other messages you have for group 1, please flow. What else do they need to know? There's really not much else to know. Like I said, this is already on track, which is great because you've been putting in the time for this and the mindfulness. All right, so we have the 6 and the 4 of Cups. Quite interesting. I don't know what this is yet. It looks like you are needing to... Okay, let me phrase this correctly because it's going to be different for everybody. But there is someone this week that you're going to be having a conversation with or going to be connecting with in some capacity, okay? So this is a loved one or someone that's friendly. This is a good energy. So you don't have to worry if it's like someone you don't like or someone you don't trust, I should say. This is a friendly energy. You guys are talking. You're just kind of sharing some energy this week. And one of you is going to be feeling closed off or just really cold about something that's going on in your life. I think the only advice that I'm seeing here is just to kind of try to see eye to eye with this person. If you're the one that feels closed and they are trying to help and support you, try to be open to that and loving towards that. And the opposite is also true. If they are closed, if they are really struggling, maybe not themselves, just offer them some, compassion and some unconditional love. And that's all. This is just a card of support or combo of support here. So they just wanted to give you that little heads up there. That could be happening Wednesday for many of you. If it's not Wednesday, it could even happen on Thursday, I believe. This is like a good 90% of you. The other 10%, I'm not sure. Okay. Spirit, is there any other helpful advice, any other things outside of this that they need to know, be aware of, be warned about, anything? Group one. Oh, okay, I don't, all right. Okay, so we have the Hierophant card here. Again, I just feel like this is a confirmation that you're going to be receiving some signs from the universe, from your environment this week. Let me see the Hierophant. What are you? That's pretty much it. I got the bowl of water vision. Bowl of water. I think that is just referring to your psychic communication. Because when I think of water, I think of psychic energy. So they're showing me a clear bottle of water. So if you guys were to clear or cleanse your energy this week, or to be in a state of, let's say, meditation, or just being in the state to receive, this should go very well for you, and you should receive messages very clearly, especially through your clairvoyance or clairaudience. Yes, your intuition, your gut, your clairsentience and stuff like that, but I do think that something special is coming through with visions here this week. Okay. All right, you also got the Queen of Swords. That's pretty much the same kind of message for me. It's also talking about the way that you're expressing yourself. I do feel like this is going to be a nice week for you guys to express your truth, just to talk to others, just to just basically use your voice this week in whatever way, especially if previously you felt shy. Maybe you didn't even want to, for example, send an email or a text or speak up in a gathering, a meeting, whatever it is. But this is going to be a really nice week for you to be able to try that. So if that's something you don't normally do, you're being encouraged to do that this week, and I feel like it'll go well for you. If you're extra nervous, what you could do is, this is what I do, not all the time, but I usually ask my angels or guides to assist my communication, and it's very helpful. Okay, and finally, we have the Lovers, the Ace of Wands. I'm not sure if the Ace of Wands was trying to reverse itself. So I'm going to say, Let me clarify. Spirit, is this going to be something of an actual love situation this week for group 1, or is it something else, please? Interesting. Wow, this is a whole reading in itself, I think. No wonder they didn't want to give you anything else. Okay, so group 1, I think that the final message here, and I will try to clarify a little bit, but this could be something that already happened. So this week, you could be still dealing with some kind of communication with someone in your life that maybe recently was left out in the cold. It could have been either of you. Some of you, and this, by the way, this only is for if you're dealing with a person. If you are not, then either you can disregard this, or this may even resonate for something that you've been feeling within yourself. But I do feel like there has been a little bit of communication here with you and maybe someone from the past. Or if it's not someone from the past, it's someone that you're talking to and they're dealing with someone from the past. It kind of just feels like a bit of an old flame trying to return, kind of a thing. And all I'm really seeing here is conversation. So let me just get the advice and anything else that you need to know. Spirit, final advice for this going on here for group 1. First of all, the other stuff that you're dealing with, I mean, come on, you guys got your destiny card, right? And over here, the success, so much like angel guidance this week. That's why they're focusing on this message. They want you to stay focused on your path. So if you tend to kind of get derailed by other people, let's say, just as an example, your guides are asking you, hey, come back to your path. Okay. All right. Any final message or advice for whatever's going on here with these cards, please? With the Lovers and all this. That's pretty much, they're not going into a lot of detail, and I just feel that it's because of what I said. Like they don't want you to really focus on this, and it's something that maybe has already passed. But we have here the High Priestess, and we have the Two of Cups. Okay, so yes, this is going to be little tricky. Please remember that you guys have high-powered intuition, and I can see that confirmed right here. Okay, so please just remember that. And when it comes to if you are dealing with a person or even a choice that you have to make internally, whichever one resonates, um, just know that if you ever feel lost or you're like, okay, what do I do? Do I go this way, this way? You 100%, you already have the answer. So I think that the practical advice here, we're going to be very practical about this, okay, is just simply, please just do whatever is, at least for now, like, whatever is in your best interest with the path that you're already on. Because if you're dealing with something or someone, and it is something that takes away from you, your energy, your focus, your light, obviously that's not in your highest good. It's not benefiting you. It's hurting you, even maybe for some of you. So just please be aware of that and, do what is right for you. Do what is best for you in this moment. And again, trusting within your intuition. Okay. So for the final pull, I'm going to get from my deck, my handmade deck. And if you are interested in a little bit more information for what this could be with all the cards that I pulled over here, please feel free to look at another pick a card that I've done in the past, any of them that you're called to. Just, leaf through the videos and see if anything resonates with the titles, okay? Okay, so Spirit, can you please give us a final message of advice, guidance? You got the Wheel of Fortune again. That's for you guys. Your destiny is calling out to you this week. Your spiritual path is really strongly calling to you. And again, you have this message that's coming through. It feels like your guides and your higher self are weaving something together. I was drawn to the spider web there. Okay, final message for group 1. Yeah. Okay, so your final message is just take a little bit of rest. That's the 4 of Swords or 4 of Cicadas. Take a little bit of rest. You're going to need it. So if you're not a person to really meditate or take a moment to yourself, it's really advised. It's actually essential this week because remember how the information will come to you. Okay, so just take that time. Another big piece of this message is to be careful with making decisions this week if you're not in a state of balance or centeredness. If you do make a decision and you're not feeling centered, the warning, I'm getting a warning for you guys, is that you may come to regret that decision. This doesn't mean it's going to end in a disaster or you're going to go wrong, but if we can prevent things, that'd be great, so like they're asking you to only make decisions when you feel right. If someone pressures you, yes, sometimes there's time limits, that's true. But if you're able to take a second and say, instead of agreeing or disagreeing to something, just say, can I please get back to you? I say that to you guys as advice sometimes. Can I please get back to you? And you're going to be very happy that you took some time. Okay, so group 1, I really hope that this all made sense. Feel free to let me know below if it resonated or whatever comes through. And again, if you want to check out some of my other topics, please feel free to do that. Alrighty. Again, the handmade decks, for those of you who pre-ordered, it should be arriving to me in 4 to 6 weeks, hopefully earlier, and then I'll ship it out immediately. If you still want to pre-order, the info is below. Okay, so thank you guys so much. Have a great week. Blessings, sending you love, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 2, which is forgiveness, otherwise known as the Judgment card. So if you did miss the intro, I was saying that if you did pre-order my deck, this is from my handmade deck, it should be printed and I should have it in my possession in 4 to 6 weeks. I know it takes a while, but thank you guys so much. And if you still want to pre-order, the link is below. Spirit, this reading is for group number 2, forgiveness. Please provide us clear guided messages. Thank you. Oh, and I also said in the intro, I'm going to email everyone who has pre-ordered. I'm going to email you individually and let you know some updates as well. Spirit, for group number 2, forgiveness, what do they need to know this week in their highest good? Thank you. Group number 2. For forgiveness. What do they need to know? Okay, this is a bit of a rare message. We have the Four of Cups, and then we have, this to me confirmed it, you have the Ten of Wands. So when I see the Four of Cups, I usually, a good 99% of the time, I will say something like open up. But actually in your case, they did say to sort of like protect yourself or to lessen the burden. Okay, so I think we're confirmed here. Now, I'm not sure if this has already happened. It could have been today, yesterday, recent past, where there's been a bit too much of energy, whether it's from people or, or from work or from home or, from wherever within your environment. But the advice for this week, group 2, is to continue to protect and shield yourself. And the reason for this is because there could be something that's an excess coming towards you, or rather continuing to come towards you, and they want you to stay protected. Okay, that's the first message that I'm getting here. Can you please give us a little bit more? What do they need to know, group 2? That could be partly why we have the Seven of Swords. Let me just get one more. I am seeing this week, and for you guys, I think in a general sense, I'm kind of seeing you in a safe cocoon of energy. And then here we have the Queen of Cups, kind of just really absorbing naturally a lot of energy. And you know what it could be? That's what it is. I just got the message right now. You guys are currently, and you may not be 100% aware of it, you're currently undergoing some sort of a metamorphosis, because they did show me the cocoon and then the butterfly. And when you were in this state, I guess similar to any, I don't know, like organism in development, right? We need a safety bubble. So of course I'm now thinking of being in the womb and how we have that protective layer, sort of chamber. So this is the week where you're going to need to continue to protect your energy from especially harm or anything that just doesn't serve you, anything that is not aligned with truth. Okay. And you may kind of think that, or maybe you have already thought that you're being closed off and you're like, oh, why am I feeling so withdrawn? Why am I feeling so like I just don't want to deal with anybody? This could be why. Okay, this could be just your own spirit, because this is on a soul level, where, like in the background where things are happening behind the scenes. This is what I'm seeing, or feeling at least. And you guys are going through some sort of a major inner shift, possibly even whole transformation. Like I said, metamorphosis. So when you're in this delicate state, I'll say, you do need even more protection and maybe even more cleansing activities or, routines. So when they showed me the Queen of Cups, I did see this highly sensitive, vulnerable place of your psychic development happening, of your soul path developing, and what you need most is sort of like this protective blank slate, to not have these outside, like any external forces that could potentially disrupt that. So some of you, it could be maybe you're like in hibernation mode a little bit, or you're just feeling, again, like a bit closed off. And I'm going to say uncharacteristically. If you typically feel that way, that's a little different, because that could be just, sort of like a blockage thing in a general sense. But if you are feeling uncharacteristically closed off, or just like you don't want to deal with things, I think this is the reason. And yes, this actually could have been occurring for like months though. So it's either only in the recent, or it could have even extended itself until like, I don't know, like 6 months even. Yeah. Because these kinds of things can take a long time. Okay, so, what else about this week, though, do they need to know, please? Group number 2, forgiveness. What else, please, for group number 2? What do they need to know for this week? And there it is. That's beautiful. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I really love this. They're telling me the number 3. It could be the third day of the week, which I mean, I suppose it depends on when you're watching, but they did kind of tell me Wednesday-ish. It could happen for Tuesday, Wednesday, depending. Yeah, like just about. Yeah, so I would say like Wednesday is the latest, but there is something coming towards you here with the Ace of Pentacles. This could be the smallest thing, or it could be something obvious. For example, if you were hoping to do good on some sort of a review, it could have been a test, it could have been a phone call you were waiting for. It could have something to do with actual finances, something coming through. Maybe you were waiting for someone to like, what's the word? Like, I guess validate you. Like, let's say you were waiting for approval of something this week. That I feel is coming. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Ace of Pentacles? Just be open to something good. We don't have to expect anything, but just be open to receiving whatever it could be. Because expectations tend to kind of backfire, you know? Ace of Pentacles, any other information? Wow. I love it. You have the Page of Pentacles. That's such a great confirmation. The two shiny, shiny pentacles, just that golden, prosperous energy, everything here. Anything else that they need to know? Yeah, it's just going to be a range this week, depending on whatever's going on. But I do kind of feel like it was smack dab on a Wednesday for a lot of you. I really can't put my finger on it because there's, you know, a lot of different energies here, but I do feel a strong energy for this week. Okay. We have the Two of Swords. Okay. Any other things about the Two of Swords you need to know about, Spirit? Thank you. I feel like, this is interesting. Let's see. We have Two of Swords, the Lovers, and then the Three of Swords. So this could have been a past energy where a lot of you may have not felt open to receiving it. That's kind of why I emphasized that earlier. If that's the case, again, you may need to begin to crack open that energy and say, I am worthy of receiving good things, or, you know, just, again, like when I say be open, I just mean, I suppose I mean just to be open-minded instead of, let's say, you know, the automatic thoughts that come up sometimes, and you might say like, oh, that's not going to happen, or I can't have that, and, you know, whatever. Just try to be open. And if for whatever reason you don't get a particular thing you were wishing for, you can still be open, and you can say, okay, if that didn't come, then the next thing is meant for me and better for me. But is there anything else about the Ace of Pentacles we need to know about? Ace of Pentacles, please. Thank you. Yeah, so it's here again. I mean, the only thing that is really going to ultimately kind of hinder you is, I believe, this type of energy. You have a heavy swords energy when it comes to, I think, success maybe, or receiving some sort of goodness. It doesn't always have to be with career and finance, of course. It could be anything. So just please be mindful of this energy. Again, we have like these heavy sword cards here. So the heart is blocked twice, you can see. And then the eyes are blocked twice to kind of hint at you may not be able to see sometimes the blockage, or, you know, how things impact you in terms of the fear. Okay. So if you are open to just generally receiving good things, I really feel it's going to pay off. Okay. So 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So just please keep that one in mind. Whatever is meant to come to you with prosperity will come to you, but it may not come to you if you're like, you know, closing yourself off to it. What else besides this do they need to know this week? Please, group number 2. What do they need to know, Spirit, this week only? Okay, we have King of Swords that popped out. Whoops, sorry. Group number 2, forgiveness. What do they need to know? All right. So we have King of Swords, we have 8 of, okay, 8 of Cups. I actually feel this is a minor message, so, but they did include it, so let's see what is the message fully saying. King of Swords and 8 of Cups, I feel, was some kind of a minor message about walking away from a particular idea that you may have had, or something that you were talking about. I don't know why you're walking away from it. Maybe you kind of just, it ran its course, and you're like, I don't really want to kind of spend my energy on that anymore. Maybe you outgrew this kind of a thing. Can you give us a bit more information on those 2 cards, Spirit? What do they need to know about these 2 cards? Thank you. The Knight of Wands. Okay, I understand. So with the Knight of Wands, basically they're saying that you have collected yourself in different energy and you're moving forward with like twice as much enthusiasm. So the King of Swords energy, I'm kind of feeling as a little bit flat. So there could have been something you were talking about maybe last week or, you know, leading up to this week, and you just changed your mind. And with the King of Wands, this is a better energy. So you were meant to let go of that previous energy, and it was meant to be a stepping stone for you. So the King of Wands is going to be perking up in the energy this week, starting even tomorrow. If you're watching it on Sunday, but Monday could be for a lot of you, and if not, it's like, you know, I don't know. Like, this is the only kind of reading that's not timeless, but it's going to happen early in the week, okay? And what it has to do with is just an idea that is passionate, exciting for you, and you have a bit of energy going forward to get it done. Anything else about King of Wands that's important for them to note? The 2 of Wands. The only other thing they're hinting at, because I feel like this is an idea that will really be unique to you. You know those kinds of ideas where we don't want to hear it from other people. We just want it to organically spark within ourselves. I feel like that's what's going to happen for you with this energy. And it does have to do with something with your future. This doesn't have to be the sort of like jackpot idea for whatever you were working on, but what I'm seeing is, again, more development. That's what this is. The Knight of Wands is more and more development. The way that you figured out the first step, you're going to figure out the next and the next and the next. And the 2 of Wands, again, this is affecting your future. This is showing me an open potential for the thing that you're focusing on. So for the last couple messages, I'm just going to get I'm going to get cards from my handmade deck. You have the 2 of Wands again, which is interesting. Spirit, can we have any final messages for group number 2? What do they need to know this week, please? This is so calming to me. You got the Child of Summertime. Very beautiful energy there. This could be literal for some of you, that you may need to relax and be completely alone in any kind of nature-y area that you can. I mean, here it's obviously like literally a beach. Wouldn't that be nice? Like, but, you know, if you can. But I think that their point of this, because this is the Page of Wands, they want you to spend some time with just yourself, your own energy, and your own inner child, and perhaps your spirit guides. They're indicating here bare feet. You may need to connect. You see the flip-flops. You may need to really connect with Earth through your bare feet, if possible, this week, to just ground yourself. Okay, just to have that playful energy, and you'll really get something out of that. Any final messages, please, for group number 2? What do they need to know this week? Okay, so you have the Wheel on the bottom, which is the Wheel of Fortune. I did see this for you earlier on the other deck. I did see the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. I don't think I really said anything. But in this case, they're giving me the vision of the pinwheel here, moving forward quite rapidly. They are showing me that. It's kind of quiet, weirdly enough, but they are showing the pinwheel rapidly moving forward by like these mysterious winds. There's a lot happening, group 2, in the background right now. And this is sounding a little bit like group 1. It is very different, but there's so much happening in the background for you right now with your destiny, with your spiritual development. I think I did already mention, yeah, the transformation. So maybe check back in like a couple weeks. You can come back to maybe some of my other pick a cards if you feel called to. And there's a message that's going to be very important for you to hear regarding your destiny. And I do have pick a cards on that. But your final one that popped out, you have here the Learner of Polynoses, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so it to me, it just looks like taking it step by step, you know, just proceeding with a good pace, not too slow, not too fast, just kind of moving forward at your own pace. This week you might feel pressured, I think, to go at a particular pace based off of your environment or people, criticism, whatever, deadlines even. But this is a call for this week that you have to just go at your own pace. For the reasons I highlighted in the beginning of the reading. This is a delicate time for you. So please try not to feel pressured. I know that's hard. I know that's impossible sometimes. But if at all possible, to just like, you know, stay in your bubble, like I mentioned before, it's going to really benefit you. Okay, so group 2, that's what I have for you. I hope this made sense. I hope that it was helpful, that it resonated. And again, if you want to check out my handmade deck, the links are below, and if you want to pre-order it as well. Okay, you guys should be hearing from me if you did pre-order an email. Okay, so thank you, sending you love, blessings, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care, bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 3, which is the Master of Summertime, otherwise known as the King of Wands. So I'm going to shuffle. If you skip the intro, I mentioned that if you did pre-order my handmade deck here, you'll be hearing from me about the updates, but they should be printed and in my hands in like 4 to 6 weeks, I really hope. Okay, so thank you so much. Spirit, this reading is for group number 3. Please provide us clear guided messages for group 3. Thank you. Spirit, in their highest good, what do they need to know for this week, please? Group number 3, in their highest good. Sorry. What do they need to know this week? Whoop. I don't really know if your cards were wanting to come in the reverse. Yeah, let's just see. So we have the Fool here, kind of like an obvious marker there, that there is some kind of a new idea or beginning or energy that you will be experiencing. At first, I thought it was just confidence. I thought it was like that feeling of empowerment, especially because you chose the Master of Summertime. It's like a bold, fiery energy. You have the Page of Swords here. I think that with the Page of Swords, I do feel that this is clarity. I do feel that for many of you, it is having some kind of bright idea. But let's really look into this, because I have a feeling this is going to be a complex reading. Then you got the Nine of Swords. Oh, and the Nine of Cups, both sort of coming in the reverse. Again, we'll kind of check in on that. Anything else that they need to know about the energy so far about this week? What do they need to know? And then we have the Knight of Wands. So I will say that the energy feels a bit unsettled this week. Not in a bad way, but just kind of a lot going on. Could be a little bit overwhelming to the point where you may not feel like you have a moment to sit down kind of energy. Just like left and right, there's either something new happening or there's just like something that you're focusing on, and it's just like ping-ponging off of each other this week. Can you tell us a little bit more for group number 3, Master of Summertime? What do they need to know this week? Yeah, I mean, it is going to be, I feel, overall a successful week. I feel that regardless of the busyness, I feel like there's going to be either things that you wanted that have come through this week, or things that you have been working on are going to come to a point of completion, stability, or success. So that's great. Okay, so like I said, the only thing is that it's just sort of a lot. I'm not feeling a sense of groundedness. So if you tend to have trouble feeling grounded, if there's a lot going on, this would be the perfect week to do a bit of grounding or cleansing, or, you know, just reconnecting with your breath. I think that's probably the best way. So let's say even if you're watching this now, or if it's for tomorrow, just sit up tall and really feel your physical body, maybe feet flat on the ground, that sort of a thing. And then just take a couple of really deep and grounding breaths. Maybe even put, like, I don't really know if there's like a set way to do it, but like maybe you can put your hands down on like a solid surface, or on your knees, or on your, you know, whatever. And just really feel those grounding breaths. That's only just one method. I'm sure there's many that you'll try. Spirit, what do they need to know this week? I mean, I definitely use tools. I use crystals, oils, you know, visualizations. You're being very watched over this week with the Star card. There is a big piece of the pie that is falling into place for you. And you know what's weird? Everyone has gotten a similar message so far, that something is happening behind the scenes with their destiny or their spiritual path. And I am feeling that for you as well. I mean, it's all distinct and unique to you, because it's definitely not all duplicate messages. But you are being watched over this week in some way. I feel like someone is watching closely over you. This could be your guardian angel, maybe a past loved one, maybe someone of a soulmate, soul friend, soul family connection. Okay. And then here we have the 8 of Pentacles to indicate that someone here, either you or maybe someone close to you, is putting in an enormous amount of dedicated, diligent work towards a goal. Okay. So lots and lots of energy going on. Okay. What do they need to know that's going to be most helpful to them in whatever is going on this week? Please, group 3. Okay, now you definitely got a bit of a advisory message. Could be warning. I don't really like that word. It sounds like we'd have to be scared, like panicky. Okay, so here it is. You have the 7 of Swords, along with the 8 and the 2 of Swords. Very similar images there. And then you have the 10 of Wands. So all of those cards have some kind of burden, blockage, or, you know, maybe even something that was trying to fool you, I believe. Okay, so clearly I have to get more cards on this, because this is important, very important. Spirit, what is the cause of this? Can you please pinpoint and illuminate who or what is going to be the cause of this energy this week? Oh boy. I was hoping it wouldn't be a person, but you got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Who is the King of Pentacles? Can you give us another clue as to who is this or what is this? Because it could always be a situation as well, you know? Court cards are tricky. All right. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys is that this does not necessarily mean, because it depends on your situation, this does not necessarily mean that if it is a person, it doesn't always mean that this person is harmful or deceptive, as these cards might suggest. For a good like 70% of you, I believe that this is going to be a person in your life. You already know them. Maybe you're in a relationship with them. Maybe they're a family member. This person may have to do this week with this energy that we saw. Okay, so I will clarify this, but I'm just trying to get the energy out. This is a bit confusing. And the reason for this, I mean, for one, we have 2 blindfolds here. So group 2, we're figuring this out together right now, because this is the problem. The 7 of Swords is telling me that someone here is not seeing the full picture. The 2 blindfolds plus the fact that you cannot see anything in the 10 of Wands. This is suggesting we don't have the full picture, okay? And whatever this is, it could be a decision or a decision or some kind of situation that has to do with this person, the King of Pentacles. If you cannot think of a direct loved one or person near you, it could just be directly describing a situation. So for example, it could be about home or maybe work or like, you know, your dating life. It could be about anything. But the point is, which I'm about to get you the conclusion energy for, the point is you may not be able to see the full picture this week. Be careful, okay? Remember why? It could be because there's just a lot going on and you're focused on moving forward, right? And if we're focused so much on moving forward, it's difficult to see what's right there in front of us in the present where things are still. So I know I'm being suspenseful. That is not on purpose. It's just because the messages are still cloudy. So Spirit, can you give us a little bit more? What are these 4 cards talking about, and what is the conclusion advice, please, for group number 3? Don't be fooled was one thing that they said for most of you, to not be fooled by what appears, right? So it's not going to be something is not going to be entirely what it seems. So it could be a new situation that's presented to you. It could be a decision that you have to make. It could be a person that's approaching you. So, whew, this is all over the map. Okay, you got 2 that spat out there. You have the... Oh, this is like side messages here. Knight of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords. That... Oh. They're saying immediately that if you were to take just a moment to center your energy and to rest the energy, that you're going to be able to take off the blindfold. That's awesome, because this means you can immediately achieve these results. So for example, let's say that you're just in a hectic week or a hectic day and you can't even find that moment to sit down and breathe. They're saying that if you carve out the time to do this, no matter what it takes, just a small moment for yourself, and it could be a very small moment, like 5 minutes. They're saying that if you do this and you're meditating on whatever is facing you, like whatever is in front of you this week, then they're saying that you're going to be able to have the full clarity within moments, okay? Okay, what else do they need to know, please, for whatever this situation is? If you are dealing with a loved one and you know that this person is close to your heart, they have good intentions, they could be sharing in the energy. If there's like a new document or agreement or situation that you guys are dealing with this week, then both of you could have a lack of clarity or lack of the full picture this week. So it's like shared energy. Okay, we also have here the 5 of Cups. Can you tell us a little bit more about what is hidden from them with the 7 of Swords and those 4 cards in general? You have the 3 of Cups. This is getting really, really overwhelming in the energy. Like this matches the other energy too. And then we have the Empress, which is you have 3-3 here. I don't know if that means anything. Super confusing. Hold on, let me just take a second here. Oh my god, that got confusing very fast. Okay, so again, if you're able to calm your energy and just take that moment, count 1, 2, 3. They said 1, 2, 3. You're going to be able to have the clarity. So I'm going to take it to a practical approach just for a second here. Again, just highlighting, recapping. If you're faced this week with a decision or a new situation or a new person, whatever it is, you're going to have to take that step back and really find clarity in order to be confident about what's to come here. If that's not possible, then, you know, you might kind of really be thinking, oh my God, did I make the right decision? It might feel disappointing to you. You know, so like they're just kind of telling you ahead of time to watch out for this. But I'm going to do this for you one more time. But let me take these back because it's just too much energy on the board. The other two groups, it was nothing like this. I just feel that for you guys, you're dealing with a chaotic kind of a situation this week, maybe. Spirit, can we have a final message for these 4 cards? What's the conclusion moving forward into the week? Or what's the advice? Well, they again are talking about some sort of balance. And again, they're talking about some sort of decision here with the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So can I have a tiebreaker card, please? What's the answer here? We have Judgment. Sometimes there's no way to know what the best decision is for us until we kind of, until we leave it up to our spirit guides. Sometimes, because sometimes we do know within our intuition what's best, or just within our own best judgment and stuff. But other times, if we're just really unsure, especially if it's a cloudy week or a cloudy time, we do need to look outside of ourselves in terms of the help. So I think that an additional piece of advice here is you may have to really, really consult within your guides and say to them, please show me the way. Please show me what I am not seeing, because there's no way in that exact moment to see what we cannot see. It just doesn't work. So the only thing that would help that is time or some sort of outside clarity, which would then still take time. But that is, I think, what they're getting at here. They're gonna give you a helping hand if you ask. Anything else that they need to know this week? Anything else about this or anything else? Two of Swords. What else do we need to know? Group number 3. I think they kind of said the same thing here. We have the King of Swords and the Hierophant, which makes me feel, oh, wow, and the Queen of Swords. There is some higher level knowledge that wants to come to you this week. This could be a direct, I don't know who this is, but we have King and Queen of Swords, highly significant, with the Hierophant as well. This feels like definitely some sort of spirit guide, angels, maybe past loved ones, especially if they were together, like in a masculine, feminine sort of connection. But this is highly significant. So you're being watched over. Now, what I don't understand is why your reading is still very vague and staticky. So what I'm going to do is just look into the end of the week for you, because this was like all over the place. Okay. Let's see. Spirit, can we please have any final messages? I'll use my deck. This is my handmade deck. Spirit, moving forward towards the end of the week, let's say, I don't know, Friday, Saturday, what is coming towards group number 3 and what do they need to know about it? Final messages for group 3. What do they need to know towards the end of the week moving forward? What do they need to know moving forward? Okay, so we have the Learner of Imagination, which is the Knight of Cups. We have the Labyrinth. Again, it's still very murky. I guess that's just the nature of this week for you. It could be something with, could be with astrology. I think I saw recently that Mercury is in the shadow phase of retrograde. Not that I know anything about this stuff, but I did see that somewhere. I think for you guys, it could have to do with your birth chart, your astrology, whatever, like that, you may be affected by some of this planetary stuff like that. That could be partly why. So please be careful. Your final cards, though, you have the Magician or Magic Tricks in my deck. And then you also have the 3 of Pentacles or the, well, Polynoses. Okay, so this is a good ending. I'm not seeing this sort of confusion of this week. I'm not seeing it affect you in a way that is going to take you off your balance or be harmful in a long-lasting way. I don't see that at all. So the final advice is just keep doing what you're doing, you know, keep focusing on whatever you're focusing on, but please do take the time to ground yourself, to center your energy, okay? All right, I guess, I mean, any final message, please? The Hierophant again. In my deck, it's the teacher. You got the Seven of Swords again. Oh my goodness. Okay. So with the Hierophant or the teacher card, it's just a little chime in there. You keep getting the message of some sort of a spirit guide or guardian angel, whoever is like really trying to show you the way. They're like, don't worry, everything's fine. Just keep on going. That also kind of gives me the vibe here as well, because there's a lot of guides here. I don't know, man. Like group 3, this was one of the most confusing weekly guidance readings I've ever done. So if you want further clarity, I invite you to look at some of my past pick a card readings. Trust me, if this is your first time watching my channel, it's not usually this confusing. So it could just be the energy this week, a little bit of kind of minor chaos, mild chaos this week. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope some of this was helpful. So let me know. But again, if you want info on my deck, it's below. I'm going to email everyone who pre-ordered. Thank you. And I'm sending you guys so much love this week, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 4, which is the Ace of Cicadas. So let me shuffle. If you did skip the intro, I just mentioned that if you pre-ordered, you're going to be hearing from me through email, but they should be shipped and to me in 4 to 6 weeks. I hope it's like on the earlier side, but thank you guys. Spirit, this reading is for group 4. Please provide us clear guided messages. Yes, thank you to everyone who has pre-ordered. If you want more info, it's below. Spirit, for group 4, what do they need to know this week? Ace of Cicadas, what do they need to know this week? So I did mention in group 3, and I did not mention it in the other groups, that, and I feel like I have to just say this here, just in case, that there is some planetary stuff going on, and no, I don't know anything about it, except that I have read that the Mercury retrograde, like it's in its shadow phase or something, so it could be beginning to disrupt something. So if you are interested, if you are kind of feeling like, man, some weird stuff is going on, you may want to look into that type of a thing. It could be helpful, because in the past I thought I was going insane, but it turned out it was the Mercury retrograde. So you got the Knight of Pentacles, you got the King of Cups. Spirit, for group number 4, what do they need to know this week, please? Just this week. I'm kind of getting a bit of a chill energy, which is always, I think, a good thing. So with the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Cups coming out first, I did kind of feel like this was a balance of emotions for you this week, or a balance of energies, especially psychic energy this week. I feel like you're probably going to continue to work on things that you've been working on. If you've already been working too hard, I feel like you're going to probably continue to do, you know, whatever it was that you were doing, whether it's for work, home, or like for yourself. But that's not necessarily a new thing. I feel like you're just going to be continuing kind of like doing the routines and stuff like that. With the Star and the Page of Wands, this is an interesting combination, especially with the other cards. I feel like this is a bit of a hopeful energy. I feel like there is something kind of coming towards you from afar. And let's not forget, you also got the Queen of Cups. So what I'm feeling here, group 4, is a high-powered, psychic, even loving energy. I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but I'm feeling here a hopefulness of it's like a distant calling towards you this week. So if you have been working really hard and focused on one particular thing, especially something 3-dimensional, such as work and bills and this and that, you know, I feel like there's going to be a distant spiritual calling coming to you. So for example, if you feel inspired, I think that's a good 80% of you, that this week you're going to feel randomly inspired to do something different or return to something that interests you. And yes, it could be something creative, whether that's something with writing, drawing, or, you know, whatever, like whatever you consider creative or something that you just love to do. Or it could just be something on your actual spiritual path that you feel called to explore. So, okay, what I'm feeling from the star card is literally star seed. Okay, so star seed. I feel like in this case, for whatever reason this week, and this may have already happened in March for a lot of you, they told me something about the number 7, could be March 7 or April 7, like something occurred already where you were being reminded of something within your starseed origin or your spirit, your spiritual path, your calling. Again, they keep saying calling. I'm feeling like it almost feels like a long distance phone call from another planet. Like, I don't know what's going on. But that is kind of the vibe that I'm feeling here. Can you tell us a little bit more? Anything else outside of this? What do they need to know this week? Group number 4. You have the 5 of Cups. So yeah, definitely I feel there's a sense of longing from your soul, okay? Kind of reaching or wanting something more. And now I'm hearing bells ringing, which makes sense because you pick the Ace of Cicadas and you can see that there's the wind chime kind of metaphor thing going on there, okay? So these bells could signify again, a calling. It's the same thing, actually. For some of you, it could be alerting you to something that you're meant to look at, again, within your soul, kind of like just reminding you or giving you a beacon to follow, right? It's like it's not a compass exactly, but it might as well be. Okay, what else? What do they need to know this week? So if you have been feeling the 5 of Cups energy, which is sadness, or like sometimes it's an unexplained sadness and like a longing feeling. Other times, obviously, it's because something has happened. But if you feel it's just something a bit unexplained, it could be just within your soul and your heart, and you're like, why do I feel this way? Many of you, it may be because your soul is calling out to you, and like your truth. And when I said before your origins, it's calling out to you. So this means that it could be even something ancient, actually. So for example, something within your past lives, something within your ancestry, that you just feel this like it's calling you home or something like that. So what does that mean? What does that mean for them, please? Group 4. It means go for it, go towards it, Knight of Wands. That might sound a bit mysterious, but when you receive that calling, then you're going to know. So again, maybe you feel on some deeper level you're meant to do something, you're meant to go somewhere, you're meant to see someone, like, or within yourself. Whatever it is, everyone is going to have a different calling, right? But the answer is going to be the same for everyone. The advice is go towards it. So it's like I'm seeing a flashing light, a beacon of light, like I said before. It's like pulsing. It looks like a lighthouse, which is such a beautiful it's such a beautiful message. So go towards that light. It's calling towards you. You may not understand it. It may not make sense, but your soul understands. The mind might not understand, but your soul understands. Spirit, what else do they need to know this week? What's going on for them this week? Group 4. And it will lead you to, wow. It will lead you towards prosperity. It will lead you towards a beautiful new beginning and adventure. I feel like many of you have heard this for a while now, that you're going to be starting some sort of new beginning. And if you've already started it, that's obviously great. Keep going. With the 10 of Pentacles here, and I'm noticing the dogs. It's quite interesting. You have 3, okay, and they're really obviously, they're just making their presence known. I don't know if that means anything to you, but this is leading you towards some sort of path of prosperity, stability, again, a feeling of home, a feeling of comfort, having security. You know, there's really no words for that feeling, but it's just going to feel good. It's going to feel safe. Okay. All right. Is there anything else besides these messages spiritually? Is there anything else in the outside world, the three-dimensional world, that they need to be aware of? What do they need to know this week? If you have been thinking about something or someone and you want to manifest something this week, they did say to send it thoughts, because that's going to be powerful for you, especially within the next 2 weeks. So you may want to project your thoughts. It even could be telepathically, you know, in a literal sense, to put that out there. So again, whether you're manifesting something or you want to communicate something, now this week would be the perfect time to do that. Okay, we also have here the Seven of Swords. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So here I do feel like this may still kind of be developing, but there is this, again, I feel like this is a pulsing light I saw earlier. Ace of Pentacles. This is going to be coming up for you. I don't know if it's going to happen this week, but this is coming soon, where you're going to see the fruits of your labor, or something. It's like, it feels like a lemon. It feels like they just showed me like, they showed me a round yellow object. So, I mean, it could literally be some kind of a coin, some kind of a fortunate thing. Maybe it has to do with your personal sense of power, solar plexus. Oh my God, I don't know why they showed me a lemon. But can you tell me anything more about the Ace of Pentacles, please? I'm assuming a lemon has symbolism, but I don't really know. It's kind of like, what, burst of life, or something good, you know? I think of good things. Life-giving fruit, I guess. You have the Ace of Cups. So something is really opening for you. You have two aces here together. Okay, so looks even really similar, actually, even though they're different suits. So yeah, something is opening up for you. Well, actually, doi, you have three. You have three aces here. My brain. You have three aces here, all in a row. So you can see the new beginning. Something shaping up for you. Something, just like there's something new, a new phase entering your life. The lemon is starting to look like a full moon now, a little bit. It just feels like a completely new direction for you all. Okay, so please be patient with this, because you cannot rush that process. But just know that it's working. They wanted to confirm with you that whatever you've been doing is working. Okay, Spirit, can we have any other final messages or any other important messages for group number 4 for this week? Anything else in their outer worlds? The sun, perfect, right? So pretty much, and there goes that golden round thing again. Happiness, success, prosperity, just feeling free, a sense of freedom. Let me just pull a couple from my deck here. Spirit, any final messages for group number 4? What do they need to know this week? It's just an overall vibe, you know, like, yes, it could be events, but this is an overall vibe of this week. It's really promising. We have here the Strength card, Kitty, in my deck. I feel like you're going to be receiving direct support this week. Even could be financially if that's what's needed. But someone here this week is going to really have your back. Someone's really going to say, hey, you're not alone. I'm here for you. I'm here with you. Let's do this together. So that's wonderful. Anything else? Final messages for group number 4. Okay, oh my God, that's kind of freaky that you got this again. You got the Sun card again, but in my deck it's a celebration. See, that's actually incredible. Okay, so this week you're gonna really be the way that it shapes up, because I forget even what I said in the beginning. The way that it's gonna shape up is gonna be so in your favor. Okay, so as long as you're open to things, you're open to receiving good things, you know, do your best to just like release those negative energies, whatever the case is, and follow that light. Follow your light, especially this week. Especially this week. Please do not try to limit yourself. You know how we make excuses and we're like, oh, but I don't have time to do that. I should be focusing on this. I should be doing that. Try not to do that this week and really try to just let yourself have this sunny energy, this joy, okay, or inspiration or creativity, and just go for it. You know, even if you're letting yourself do it just once, just go for it, okay? So group 4, I think I'm going to leave it there because this is like, it's just so positive, and you know, it's really enough said, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope that it helped. I hope that it resonated. And if you do want to see more of my deck, if you haven't already, I'll leave the info below for the unboxing, and if you want to pre-order it, okay? Thank you guys so much. Wishing you a great week, sending you love, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.